This is Lindsey Graham. Let me just
So
go ahead
what's
and shut up, Lindsey Graham. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we're going to watch about 30 seconds of Lindsey Graham make a fool of himself. Let's just make this a little smaller, about that size, so we don't get kicked. Let's make this bigger. This is Lindsey Graham finding out Trump got indicted, and he is kind of livid about it. So, let's see what Lindsey Graham has to say.
so what's behind all this? Hatred. They tried to destroy Kavanaugh because they wanted to keep the Supreme Court seat open. They're trying to destroy Donald Trump because they fear him at the ballot box. To the conservatives out there.
Alright, I wanted to bring that up here because that right there, I think, is the dumbest shit I've ever heard a politician ever say. Right there, and I want to remind everybody. So he just said, yeah, they tried to destroy Kavanaugh. Remember Brett Kavanaugh, right? Because they wanted to keep that seat open. Well, if I remember right, they kept that seat open for a year. See, Barack Obama was supposed to fill that seat, right? That seat was supposed to belong to our current God. Who the fuck is our current our current God damn it! It was. Hang on a second. Obama. Their name is escaping me now. Supreme Court seat denied. Yeah. So it was Merrick Garland, right? So when Anton Scalia went off to the Supreme Court house in the sky there, right? And they were supposed to give his seat to Merrick Garland. The Republicans kept that seat open for more than a year, right? And that seat finally ended up getting filled by actually I think it went to, was it Kavanaugh? I think it might have been Kavanaugh. I don't know, it was either him or the guy before him. So yeah, so then to sit here, and to see Lindsey Graham sit here and tell us that, oh, they wanted to keep the sheet open, blah, blah, blah. It's like, fuck you, Lindsey Graham. Let's not forget what actually fucking happened. That seat got robbed from the Democrats, right? So it's funny how, like, the Republicans do shit and it's not a big deal. Then when, then they turn right around and try to blame their opposition for doing the exact same shit they're guilty of. A little bit of projection there. Wanted to bring that up. Secondly, no one, Donald Trump is not being persecuted because he's going to win the White House, right? I'm pretty sure that the Biden folks want Trump to be the nominee because they've already beaten him. Pretty sure that's what they want. I'm pretty sure that Joe Biden would be in much more trouble if Ron DeSantis was the nominee. I think Ron DeSantis would beat Biden, right? But Trump, not so much, because Trump already lost to Biden, and he lost by a lot. You know, 8 million votes, right? Like, I mean, that's a giant fucking margin. And you got to think, like, how many, like, if they were to do round two and, like, come back for, like, Trump versus Biden, the sequel, how many of those people that voted against Trump do you think are going to turn around and vote for him again? Not very many, right? No, not very many at all. Nobody's going to vote for Donald Trump again. Not after the 4 years of bullshit that he gave us, right? Not after, Biden here is looking at the lowest unemployment in fucking 50 years, right? No, 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 no. The economy would have to crash super fucking hard, like major hard, and then maybe Trump might have a chance. But if shit just stays the way it is now, or even gets just slightly worse, if unemployment goes to 5%, it's fine. That's like the whole time under Donald Trump, it never got, you know what I mean? Like, That's where it was. Like, no. Shit is actually. No, 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 no. So I don't think they're worried about that at all, right? It's not, they're not throwing, they're not trying to throw Donald Trump in jail because he's a threat to the Democratic establishment. That's bullshit, right? These are crimes that he actually fucking committed, and they're piling up. Donald Trump is a one-man fucking crime spree. This isn't the only thing that he's being investigated for. You have, the fraud in New York. You have the fucking perfect phone call in Georgia. You have the him walking home with top secret fucking documents. That any of these things, that if you or I were to do any of these things, we would be in jail right now. And the only reason Trump got away with all this shit is because he's Trump. He's an ex-president, right? He is possibly the most privileged man on earth right now, Donald Trump, right? And which is exasperated by the fact that he can break multiple crimes that other people have already gone to prison for. And it's a major deal if we try to hold him accountable for that. You know. So don't listen to the bullshit. But, I know we only listened to 14 seconds of Lindsey Graham here. Let's listen to a little bit more before we, go on.
Make sure you vote. If you got friends, make sure they vote. If you don't have any friends, go make some friends. But you need to help this man, Donald.
If you don't have any friends, go make some friends. That is good advice, folks. If you don't have any friends, go make some friends. I don't know. That's just funny. I guess this is just kind of showing that Lindsey Graham is not reading a script here. Moving on.
J. Trump, they're trying to drain him dry. He spent more money on lawyers than most people spend on campaigns. They're trying to bleed him dry.
Okay.
DonaldJTrump.com. Go tonight. Give the president some money to fight this bullshit. This is.
Oh, you said bullshit. Lindsey Graham said bullshit on national TV. Oh, you must be pissed. I like that part though. I like how it's like he's letting it go. It's all about money, right? Oh, go give Donald Trump some money. They're trying to drain him dry. So, first off, I thought Donald Trump was a billionaire, right? I thought he had billions of dollars. What? Didn't he have $5 billion, 10 billion, some shit like that, right? What the fuck does he need your money for? Right? He can afford it. So that's the first thing. Why the fuck does anybody need to give Donald Trump money for anything? He can afford it. Secondly, Donald Trump has a shitload of money when it comes to his campaign, right? DonaldTrump.com or whatever doesn't go to his legal defense fund. That goes to his campaign. So what Lindsey Graham is really saying is go donate to the Republicans. Because if they donate to Trump, then some of that money will go to Republicans. Although, I think what it is it's something like if you donate $100, like 99 of those dollars goes to Trump and like $1 goes to the RNC or some shit like that, right? I remember reading a thing where Donald Trump would put out things that he was when Herschel Walker was running for governor in Georgia, and then or Senate, running for the Senate in Georgia, and Donald Trump was putting out mailers, like email things saying that donate to Herschel Walker. You can do it on Donald Trump's website, and it was something like 90% of the money went to Trump and 1% went to Herschel Walker. So. Because remember, please, folks, for the last 2 years, even Trump has never stopped with the campaign fundraising. He hasn't stopped this whole time. He's been collecting money this entire time. He has a ridiculously huge war chest. That's what they call it. Your campaign funds, right? So now he's just using this to get even more money. It's how much more proof do you need, folks? It's all about personally enriching themselves. And here's Lindsey Graham, when you go give the man some money, they're trying to drain him dry. Unfucking believable. Moving on.
Going to destroy America. We're going to fight back at the ballot box. We're not going to give in. How does this end, Sean? Trump wins in court, and he wins the election. That's how this ends.
Good luck with that shit.
How do you get to 34 counts on this, in your view?
How do you do it? You take if you got a pile of crap and you chop it up 34 times, it's still a pile of crap. It's duplicitous charging. They're trying to smear the guy. They're trying to take cases that nobody else would take and resurrect them. This is literally legal voodoo. This is political persecution.
Political persecution. Like, you notice how he's not actually talking about, like, he asked him, how do you get 34 charges, right? Like, but he's not actually talking about the charges. Like, if it's crap, if the charge, the charge we know about is the ones relating to Stormy Daniels, right? Because there must be more charges there than just the Stormy Daniels thing, right? So if the Stormy Daniels thing is crap, why did Michael Cohen go to prison? Why was he convicted for that if it wasn't against the law? How come he was in jail for fucking 2 years, right? Is it against the law or isn't it against the law to do what he did? Right? Because if it isn't, and Donald Trump is innocent of that, and what Donald Trump did is not against the law, right? If it's not against the law to use campaign funds to pay off your lawyer who paid off your mistress at your behest, and then try to like take that shit off of your taxes through your company, right? If that is not against the law, then the state of New York owes restitution to Michael Cohen. So how much should Michael Cohen get in restitution then? Right? 2 years of his life. I'd say at least $1 million for that, wouldn't you? So it's like, no, like, these guys, remember, it's all spin. These guys talk about everything except what actually happened. They talk about everything except the actual truth, right? But I thought that was funny. Lindsey Graham seems to have some fuzzy memories when it comes to history there. Wanted to show you, here's one. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I apologize in advance for subjecting you to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because, this woman is...
This is a combination...
Shut up, Lindsey Graham. And we can get rid of that. Let's bring Marjorie Taylor Greene over here. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is in denial as well. I'll put this down here so you guys can read that also. Let me just put that down in the chat as well. And let's see if we can make this bigger. This is only 3 minutes long, so, if you just sort of grit your teeth and bear it, we can get through it without our brains, turning to mush. But yeah, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene in denial over the fact that Donald Trump is a giant scumbag.
And Congressman Joyce and I, he was taking me on a tour at Gettysburg. And I have to tell you, the complete irony is we were there today at the worst battle of the Civil War, the site of it. The fact that we found out that President Trump has been indicted by the George Soros-funded Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg. And
so, wanted to point out one thing here. You notice that she opened with a reference to the Civil War, right? Nice little way of shoehorning that in there, but it still gives her plausible deniability, saying, well, I wasn't actually calling for violence. I wasn't actually calling for a second Civil War. I just started my speech with, I was just taking a tour of Gettysburg. I just happened to be taking a tour of the battlefield at Gettysburg. Just a coincidence. And then I heard about this thing that super pisses me off, and, you guys should go out and kill a bunch of people. But no, you shouldn't really do that. I was just here, just a coincidence that I was at this place that has to do with the Civil War. And it's like get the fuck out of here, Marjorie. Like, it's a rhetorical trick, right? So that people will read in between the lines. And it's not, and she's not even, the thing is, she's not even good at it. Like, Ben Shapiro's really good at that, at adding those little rhetorical, like, allusions and stuff like that, right? But Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fucking lightweight. And she's just, her attempts at subtlety come off. It's like fucking trying to, like, hit a fruit fly with a sledgehammer. It's like, yes, okay, we know that you want we know that you want your followers to go out and engage in violence. We know that. We know that you want your followers to go out and, blow up fucking power stations and shit like that. And like she's like fucking the most, like, ungrading, unsubtle fucking, like, just idiot. I don't know. It's sort of like, I don't know. Let's I know we've only, okay, that was 27 seconds. Let's listen to a little bit more. Sorry, it's just this woman pisses me off so fucking much. So let's continue.
If you think about the irony of that is pretty profound. But the reason why I wanted to share with you,
the irony is profound. See? It's like she's hitting you over the face with a frying pan, but trying to pretend that she's being subtle. The irony is profound. I just happened to be at a place with about the Civil War at Gettysburg, and then I heard about Donald Trump. I mean, what the irony is, like, and then it's like, oh, I wasn't actually trying to tell you to go out and kill people. No, I'm not saying we really need a civil war. I'm just using this allusion to a story that didn't happen. Remember, she made that shit up, right, folks? She wasn't taking a tour at Gettysburg at all. That's completely a 100% made up bullshit. If any of you out there were wondering, that's not true at all. She just said that because she wanted to allude to the Civil War, right? To fire her stupid fucking base up so that they'll give her money. That's what it is. People are fucking dumb. Moving on.
that I won my case is because I'm also going to tell you right now, Trump will win, and he will beat Alvin Bragg, and he will beat the left at every single punch they throw at him.
Yep.
And I want you to know that
they'll beat the left. See, because it must be there, and there's no discussion at all. Did Donald Trump do it? No discussion at all. It's just it's automatically politically motivated, right? Well, beat the left at it. It's like, oh, this is the left doing it. It's like, since when? Let's say what? Like, who is the left in this scenario? Like, what? Joe Biden? Since when is the president of the United States in charge of what the district attorney in New York does? Like, when did that become a thing? Right? Because if that was the case, that would be a major fucking scandal. All right? That would be a giant scandal. That would actually be something impeach-worthy of. They would, if that was the case, if they found out that Joe Biden was sending messages or was somehow strong-arming the district attorney of New York, somehow through either threats or bribery or whatever, to try to get him to, like, prosecute Donald Trump, that would be something that he'd be impeached for. And if you have evidence of that, is there any proof of that? Do you have any phone calls, any emails, any lawyers and shit flying down there talking to him? Coordination between the district attorney there and the fucking White House? Is there any proof of that? Because if there is, bring it up and let's impeach him, right? If not, then how about, but no, they don't have any proof of that because they just made that up. That's made up bullshit. There's, made up complete total conspiracy theory shit. And like all conspiracy theories, it doesn't need proof. That's the thing. You don't need proof for conspiracy theories. You just have to say them. And then the people at home believe it. And there will be people now who, for the rest of their lives, will believe that Joe Biden somehow bribed or strong-armed, Alvin Bragg into doing this, or that they're all just in cahoots together, and that, Alvin Bragg is like a minion of Joe Biden or some shit, right? And Shoma, what's up? How you doing? Rhetorical tricks are a sign of raging psychopaths who are also cowards that can't commit to their own evil truths, especially with a career on the line. Exactly. Just just say it. Here's the thing: you don't need to use tricks in order to elude. Like, just fucking say it. If you really believe something, right? And like that's the other thing about like you see, Tucker Carlson and shit always doing this. Like in the last video we did, where he's like, you know, using all this sort of like loaded language and stuff like that. It's because they're slimy. They're slimy. They know that people would reject them if they were too mask off. So they use these tricks in order to get their dog whistles out for their fucking like Nazi supporters, right? Where John Q. Citizen who watches this shit isn't gonna pick up on it. It's fucking ridiculous. Moving on. Thanks for joining, man, by the way.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. They are nothing but a bunch of liars. Just like Joe Biden is a liar, so is this Alvin Bragg. Mm-hmm. Listen, President Trump is completely innocent. This whole thing they went through it in his 2016 election. And here they are trying to drag it back out again. The entire thing was completely investigated.
This happened before the 2016 election. It happened during the 2016 election, so don't know where she's getting this from. But let's move on.
Back then. So Alvin Bragg, he ran for his position on the whole idea that he was going to put President Trump in jail. Well, here he comes in the face of other people in his office telling him not to do it. Here he comes pulling up a phony indictment.
Is there any actual truth to that though? Because that's sort of an attack that I'm seeing from the right wingers on this as well. Like they're saying shit like, "Oh, well, these guys ran on the idea that they were going to indict Trump," right? Is there any truth to that? I mean, I didn't really look too hard, but here's the thing: even if there is truth, even if he did do that, even if he did say, like his campaign for running for DA was that I'm gonna indict Trump, like if that's the truth, so what, right? Did Donald Trump actually commit crimes? That's what matters. It doesn't matter, right, how they ran. It doesn't matter what their personal politics are, right? Okay. Because there has to be evidence, right? There has to be some evidence. If there's no evidence, they won't bring a trial, right? Especially when it comes to an ex-president, right? Because because that's the thing these people aren't thinking. It's like, dude, if Alvin Bragg loses, his career is over. He will be a giant, and if he loses, which there's a good chance that Donald Trump is going to get off. Let's remember that, right? If he loses and Donald Trump walks, Alvin Bragg it becomes a giant fucking embarrassment to the state of New York. A massively giant embarrassment, because this is going to cost millions upon millions of dollars in time, in resources. It's going to be a trial that's going to drag on, right? All of this shit, and there's going to be a national attention. Every eye in the world is going to be on this trial, right? So if they lose it, he's gone. He's going to be working in a fucking McDonald's. Right? Alvin Bragg will be the night shift manager at fucking Taco Bell if he loses this. Right? His political career is over. His career as in law enforcement over. Right? His guy won't get elected fucking ice cream man if he loses this. Right? Chances are, even if he wins, his career's over. For the rest of his life, he's going to be like, people are going to be fucking with him. giving him threats and shit. Threatening his family. Threatening his staff, too. That's going to happen, too. If you just work in that office. If you're somebody that works on this case, you're going to be threatened, too, right? So, this is not something they do lightly. It's not like they're doing this just to harass Donald Trump, or they're gonna get him on false charges or some shit like that. Like, no, not to an ex-president, right? I mean, that shit that may happen to John Q. Citizen, that might happen to you or me. Corrupt ass cops, like, throwing putting you away on phony baloney evidence, or preventing evidence that exonerates you from coming to light. That shit happens all the time, but not to a president. No, there will be a million people scrutinizing this, demanding to see every little tiny bit of evidence in there, against Trump. There'll be books written about this, right, for fucking years, and especially if he goes to jail. Holy fuck, there will probably be movies made over this, the Donald Trump story. Right. So, yeah. This is not some political witch hunt shit. That's bullshit. Moving on.
Because he's claiming that there was hush money paid to Stormy Daniels when it was Michael Cohen that paid Stormy Daniels. Everyone knows that, especially Michael Cohen, because he went to jail for that.
Oh my god. So she just blamed it on Michael Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Is that really just all on his own? Did he just decide all by himself, oh, I'm just going to do this out of the goodness of my heart? Oh, my boss is in trouble. Oh no, he's running for president, and if this gets out, it'll ruin his chances. I'm going to be a good employee. I'm going to be a good lawyer, and I'm just going to pay her off. And he's not even going to know about it. I'm just going to do it, and he doesn't have to pay. Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. That is oh my god, that is the dumbest fucking thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I have 3 bridges, a furry trout farm, and a jackalope ranch to sell you. I mean, holy fuck. Moving on.
And then Michael Cohen.
Wait. Hang on.
Cohen, because he went.
All right. Listen to the audience here. Right. Hang on a second. Right after she says that, listen to the audience.
Jail for that.
Do you hear that? Someone in the audience is like, liar. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, these people are so fucking stupid. I can't believe this. Moving on.
And then Michael Cohen, who at that time had been an attorney on President Trump's campaign. Well, guess what, everybody? And if you're any attorneys in the room, or if you've ever paid one, you know this to be true. You have to pay attorneys because they send you bills. Well, Michael Cohen was an attorney on the campaign.
Okay.
So of course, President Trump's campaign paid Michael Cohen for his services.
So, of course they paid him. So that is the part that's against the law here. So first off, okay, Donald Trump is notorious for stiffing people. Right. Notorious for stiffing people. In fact, there was a story, and I'm gonna show this to you because this is funny. All right, so it was Trump dancers. Let's see. Trump stiffs dancers, right? The USA Freedom Kids versus Trump. So this is a story. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys here. I remember this from way back in the day. This is 2016. These little girls here were a troupe of dancers that came out when Donald Trump was running for president in 2016 and would do little dances for him and stuff like that. Right? They were all patriotic and all this other crap. He didn't pay them. Dancing group sues GOP nominee. Why are they suing him? They're suing him because he stiffed them out of money. Right? Now, I didn't even pre-screen this beforehand. Like, how much does it say? Okay, what does it say here? Lawsuit seeks between $5,000 to $15,000, right? Because he didn't pay the dancer. So it's like, it's just there's a million situations like that, right? Out there. You can just do a Google for how cheap Donald Trump is. He's notorious for not paying people. So it's like, oh, of course he had to pay his lawyer. Yeah, see, that's where the illegal part came in. See, like I said before, if he just would have taken it out of his own money, right? If he just would have paid it out of his own bank account, it would have been fine. The fact is, he paid it out of his campaign funds. That amounts to an illegal campaign contribution, right? That's illegal, right? Because you're not allowed to use your campaign funds to pay off your own personal stuff, right? That's the whole reason why we have laws against that in the first place. So, goddamn, this woman's fucking stupid. How much time do we got left on her? Yeah, we could finish it up. There's maybe 20 seconds. Let's continue.
But it had nothing to do with any hush money. It had everything to do with attorney fees.
God damn. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene is an incredibly bad liar. I don't know if anybody, I would like to see her try to play poker or something, because I don't know. Is anybody actually buying this shit? I mean, we can't see the faces of these people in the audience here, but I don't know. Moving on.
And then it was Stormy Daniels herself that wrote her own testimony and signed her name, and she said that she lied about the affair with President Trump. So what are we doing?
No, she didn't. She did not say that. She signed an NDA saying she wouldn't talk about it. She didn't say anything saying that, no, it didn't happen, or I lied about it, or anything like that. Nope, that's not true, right? It was a non-disclosure agreement. You can have a non-disclosure agreement for anything with anybody, right? Usually non-disclosure agreements have to do with top secret stuff that you don't want people to talk about, having to do with your company, stuff like that. You're not allowed to talk about this that happened or that thing that happened, right? Up to and including keeping affairs secret from your wife that just gave birth to your son. When you want to go out and bang porn stars or something, right? So no, but you notice how she's trying to. Oh, it's Stormy Daniels' fault. Oh, it's her fault. This evil Jezebel that went out and seduced our God-given savior here. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yes, we're wasting time. I'll tell you all they want. Let me tell you something. They just want a mugshot. And I hope to God that President Donald J. Trump smiles as pretty for that picture, because they're going to use it in all their campaign ads.
She's probably right about that. There will be campaign ads that they use the mugshot for. And I hope they do. In fact, I hope they sell t-shirts with his mugshot on it. I hope they put his mugshot on actual mugs and sell those, so that I can drink coffee with Donald Trump's sad, dejected face. I hope they fuck his hair up a little bit when they take the mugshot, right? Maybe he was a little pissed off when they put him in the jail cell, and somebody was all the other prisoners in the cell were roughing him up a bit. I hope that happens, right? So maybe he comes out and his toupee is kind of jacked up, and somebody punched him in the eye or whatever, and he's all dejected and sad and all. I hope it's the most pathetic looking mugshot of all time. In real life, that's probably not going to happen. In real life, they're probably not going to release it, but I don't know. I hope it gets leaked. Louis the Hedgehog, isn't his hair always been a little bit off? If it's even real hair. So, anyway, you know what? Enough of this fucking woman. Let's turn this shit off. Thank you, folks, for bearing with me as we suffered through Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene could have a good career as a stand-up comic. Like if she just went up on stage so people could make fun of her. I think that's where she should go after she loses the election next time. Anyway, guys, it is getting close to 1 p.m. and I'm gonna have to get up on out of here. Thank you all for joining me. I did want to go through some Michael Knowles stuff. Those of you guys out there, Michael Knowles is part of the Daily Wire, and he is a major chode of the highest order. But we'll get to him maybe next time. Maybe we'll do a stream on Wednesday, and it'll just be a Michael Knowles stream. Maybe that'll be a thing, because he's got some serious butthurtedness going on there. Anyway, folks, just need to pull up some stuff here. I have to call it a day here, but before I go, I want to share with you some of my social media stuff. If you're watching me on Twitch, please like. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe. This is my webcomic. Please come down, visit my webcomic. It has ninjas, it has talking ducks in it. It's awesome. This is my DeviantArt site. All the artwork from the streams ends up on here eventually. Please check it out. This is my SD shop. Please, if you like what I do and you want to give me some money, please go down, check out my SD shop. You can buy prints. I sell comics. I actually have, this is my first comic here. It is a digital edition now, so you don't have to worry about, it has demons and stuff in it like that. So I'm selling digital editions of my comics here. I have prints. This is a Lovecraft print. This one's very popular. Anyway, if you like that stuff and you want to help me out, please consider doing that. And I think I'm going to be back Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll talk about Michael Knowles or some other things. Let's zoom out here and take a look at what we've done for today. We've pretty much finished up that left leg. Starting to look pretty good, don't you think? Anyway, folks, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Inshelma. Thank you, Lewis the Hedgehog. Thank you, whoever else joined. I see that we have a couple of viewers on. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Adios. Hello, folks. If you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my SD shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.